Man, shut.
Told you, my man. I told you, my man. He's building more and more confidence behind the camera. So now he's trying to get he's trying to get the third host.
Because my man's laugh was everything, but why?
Why? But the fact of the matter is, why would he laugh so loud when you call his whole daddy gay? Make that make sense. It don't make none. That's what I'm saying. So why are we focusing so hard on that laugh being so loud? And he literally laughed after you called me. Oh, voice just expanded. That's hate. Okay. So what do you think?
How you make my last name that hate?
Boss.
Your laugh was light skin. What?
That's what you said. Told you.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Sure. If that's
you
what
got
you
a
want to
privileged
say.
laugh. Because you're light skin.
Yeah,
That's what you was doing?
Yeah, I want to make sure I remember the name of it. I hate when I be getting on these podcasts and I be wanting to spoil shit for you guys. And I can't remember the name of it, so I can give you, so you can not feel so stupid listening to me talk about it. But welcome to another episode of MTMJ Podcast with the Wife, episode 60. Oh, shit!
60.
Welcome to episode 160. Oh, shit, son. 160? The fact that I, in combination with you, were able to put together 160 episodes of anything is a huge accomplishment. I'm proud of us. I'm proud of us because we consistent. I'm proud of us because we're doing a lot of things. We're taking advice. We're
domestic violence. Like no.
What is it? What? Don't say that. Too much shit going on.
I said, like no.
You know what? I ain't even introed the podcast, man. I ain't got time for you. Okay, we back. We back. So, are we gonna start with show reviews and spoilers?
Sure.
All right, so let's start. Right now, we're gonna start with the Tyler Perry divorce in the Black. So I've over the last 24 to 48 hours, I've seen a handful of reviews, and a lot of the reviews aren't the most positive about Tyler Perry.
Because it is?
I hope this ain't the one that really took them over the edge, because there's been a play on movies. It's been a theme here lately of him just highlighting.
Man, they said nigga
strong
so
women
many times.
Yeah, it's been a consistent message of like empowering women, and I love that. But I do think it does get to a point where like you gotta flex it a little bit. We shouldn't know what to expect. I don't feel like from every movie to movie, we shouldn't know what to expect. I know you made this huge investment into the Tyler Perry Studios, but brother, you gotta flip them houses like every 5 years, new coat of paint or something. I shouldn't see Medea's house in every single movie that you've been in. That big old house that was sitting on that open land was the Medea's house. I shouldn't see multiple houses that I don't see on every Tyler Perry show that was on OWN network.
What if they all tie in together?
They
it's
don't.
The same block.
This last one,
they all neighbors, and something happened on that block. Everything happened.
But remember,
block.
He say we were an hour and 3 minutes away
on that block.
So what's your opinion of me? Let me hear you. Let's see if you're gonna be a harsh critic, because we seen some bullshit.
I mean,
if the movie,
it was predictable, and when it came to her,
not that opener.
You
could not predict that opener.
Oh, absolutely not.
And I pose this question.
I'm talking about her and the dude.
Well, yeah. that she was going to
get with him. No matter how she played, they was going to end up together. That was predictable, that part. But the beginning, hell no. What?
What about the bloopers?
What about them?
There were several.
We can't give all the.
We can. Spoiler alert.
You might as well tell the whole movie.
Zoom past it. If you don't want to hear it, zoom past it.
You want to tell the whole movie.
I've heard enough people since Saturday talk about this movie that I am positive that as of today, Tuesday, that you're listening to this pod, you have now watched that show and you have formed your opinion. And I pray to God that that opinion isn't leading you away from Tyler Perry. Because Tyler Perry represents every poor black person who is struggling or surviving to trying to be an entrepreneur and that can get somewhere with hard work and dedication. He proves that time and time again. And what make things even better about Tyler Perry is the fact that he trusts the people that he trusts.
That makes him what?
I said better. He trusts. I might listen to it and didn't say better. He trusts the people that he trusts. He pay the people fairly, and he do things as far as studios and people, organizations that run the movie the movie business. It seems like he's doing things a little bit better than others, and you don't hear too many people saying F Tyler Perry outside of Monique. That's it. So, 1 of a million. That means he's shooting 99% right now.
I actually thought it was good, though.
Yes, I did too.
Good. Yeah, I should watch it and form your opinion on, the situation.
But what I will say, if you can make it through the beginning, you can make it through the rest of the movie. Yeah. That beginning going to throw you off. Because it set her up in her seat.
What? Yeah, hey, yo. Man.
What's your opinion? You ain't say much. I've been doing all the time.
Because I really, people should have watched it by then, hopefully.
You just trying not to spoil it for people.
They carried that man out of the casket. Like, she said, get your brother. And they was like, all right, no, leave the casket. They like, what? Hey, yo, you tripping. Mom, you tripping. Like, big shoes.
I just don't understand.
I don't want to say that they paid for that. Like, Mama was
That's
wild.
not even legal, though.
Mama was wild.
That's not legal. That's not legal for you to snatch up that body out the casket.
My man.
Because remember, they gotta account for everything.
Wow.
Are we done with that?
Yeah, go watch it.
Okay. We've been having a love affair with Apple TV of late, me and my wife. There's been a lot of good and decent movies on Apple TV. And not movies, TV shows. But boy, they are set up like movies.
Hey, the plot. Realize story. What's Ruth last name?
Nigga. So we're talking about presumed innocent. We just finished episode?
Wednesday.
Yeah, we just finished episode 7. And spoiler alert, that bullshit the wife did when she told, we thought we was on the edge of our bed. We really thought she was gonna say she smashed the bartender. This chick said, "We kiss." Hey, Slim.
And my man was butthurt over
I was pissed. I said, hold the hell up. You set it up so suspenseful. I'm talking about, it was like, dun, dun, dun. Like, you felt the dun, 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 dun. She gonna say.
She said, I got my leg back.
We kissed.
I thought she gonna say, I clapped down on it. She said.
How do you feel about her support, though?
We kissed.
How do you feel about her support?
I think she doing as best as she can in reference to her kids. That's her biggest thing. The biggest picture of it all is she don't care how I make her look, him look. The biggest thing is the kids. And how can I protect my kids? Because you've already made me look dumb and I accepted you back. And then you go to this extreme and put us in the midst of this. And for him to be in his feelings.
Who you think did it? this is what I like about Apple TV. Before you say your thoughts, they do a good job throughout each episode changing the person that's possible. Right now, we got at least 4 to 5 suspects that could have killed his co-worker that he was having an affair with. The son, her son, the dude that was in jail, his friend that's still out of jail, the prosecutor,
the baby daddy,
and the baby daddy. That's 6 people. You see how like, and apparently it's only 8 episodes.
Wait, Paul. So next week the last one?
No.
So we watched 6.
Yeah, that don't come on to the 17th.
And you said 7, and I'm like, wait. So we watched.
I know
6.
it ain't the 17th.
No.
Oh yeah, yeah, that don't come out to the 17th. So but when I tell you something, like y'all, Apple TV got so many shows and movies, man. And if you are, this is not an ad, and I shouldn't say it. Nope, I ain't saying it because I'll be promoting for T-Mobile, and y'all ain't giving me no money.
And you
on
just
to the next one. No, I'm talking about the deal they could get. I'm not about to say it.
You already said the provider.
I should reach out to T-Mobile.
Then you gonna say it again.
Pay me, niggas.
Did y'all see the Tubi movie of the attempted assassination of Trump?
It's a Tubi movie?
No, that's what it looked like.
Oh.
If you watched it, it gave Tubi movie. Real bad. Like, what? Home Secret Service said, "Shield, ma'am, you are here. He is his head and toupee 2 feet more taller than you. If somebody wanted to hit him, it was like, let me get my shoe." Like, what? Y'all did a horrible job of rushing him. Like, y'all was supposed to rush him, pile on top of him. Like, y'all realized stood there and let him look for a shoe. Oh, and then y'all fake covering. What are you shielding like this? And then people just sat in the stands, like, ain't nobody move, jump, sit, like, man.
There is a small community in this world that is applauding the person who quote unquote shot Trump. There's a lot of things that happened in this world over the last 5 years last 5 years.
You shot him with an Orby?
That Trump has insulted. No, not insulted. Assaulted. No, insulted. Yeah, like I said. Look at me. Correcting myself. Yeah. It's a lot of people in this world he's offended. And I'm talking about from when Pelosi's husband got boo-bopped, which was a attempted assassination. You shitted on that family. You put out a little statement versus what Biden and the Democrats are doing right now. Everyone's singing your praises. Oh man, I've directed the Secret Service to investigate and relook at all the procedures and protocols that's supposed to be done when you're checking for the president. So I'm on TikTok today. Ex-Marine. He said there's protocols that you have to do days in advance. There ain't no rally that's not pre-planned for. He's like, the area where the quote-unquote sniper or shooter shot from, normally it would be 3 armed gun Secret Service personnel sitting in that area. He was like, he's almost sure that 4 to 5 days before that rally, they set on that location. They scoped out every possible situation where something like that could happen. And I know from watching movies and hearing gunfire myself that them pellet sounds that I was hearing was not shot from a gun. They were shot from a BB gun or a paintball gun. Them are all the areas I've heard that type of sound.
He got hit with an Orby. Because what? Ain't no way that's all he got was the little, and they took too long for him to come up. Like they just put the little blood on him.
I do agree.
What?
I agree with a lot of people. And look, you can You can be on whatever side of this topic you want to be on.
They did a horrible job protecting him. If
I would
something
say if I'm waking up as Trump today, I would have a real problem with the people that's protecting me in this very moment. And I would almost think that they had something to do with my attempted quote unquote assassination. But I'm going to tell y'all something. It is mighty funny that something like this would happen 3 days before the Republican National Convention. They had so many other opportunities to poop to the side of the ear. So many other opportunities. But to make sure you drive all the attention to the Republican National Convention, to make sure of it, we got to talk about the president being shot. And that's going to be the first place he's going to re-show up. And he going to walk up on that goddamn stage with that same dumbass face he had after he got shot.
They tried to take my... Hey, but they move slower than Biden playing red light, green light in Squid Games because what?
Hey, yo, that's I'm telling you. And then, oh my God. Then the statement, I ain't heard from Ivanka Trump since the 30 days after they left the White House. And she puts out a statement. And we were preparing to be devastated.
No, we was preparing to be devastated. Hey, they had a meeting.
I read all that. And that's the only thing I got. How the hell do you prepare to be devastated? Girl, you was about to cash in on that life insurance policy.
Damn, we was this close.
She don't like you.
She was like, damn.
How the hell? Listen, I was just telling someone today, I said if Trump was to get reelected, he would be the first president in history to go into the White House without a wife.
She going back.
I don't feel she should be accepted.
It said she
because we ain't seen her in 4.5 years.
And they said she came up with a like some type of agreement if he's reelected. Like I guess.
Where you hear that from? Fake news.
Talking about it might
fake
be.
news, y'all.
They said that she came up with.
They ain't about to let that shit get out.
So in order for her to go back with him into the White House, these are her demands, I guess. But I actually think that we people should.
Bitch, get in my ride.
I think we should.
Bitch, get in my ride.
You know, cancel the presidency and we, the people, take a day and just run the country because we need to break up from now. No, we can't.
We also can't let us, we the people, run the country. Type shit you on, Sonya.
And your qualifications, you gotta be between 30 and 65.
Sonya.
You can't be a duplicate. It can't be a twin, a quad, none of that. Like we can do this. We can do this. That's one of your topics.
That's one of your topics.
Because this sucks.
Sonya,
These are our options. This sucks.
Son, it does. I just called you son. Yeah, son. It does. I agree.
Son.
But no, I don't feel comfortable with having the responsibility of the world on my shoulders.
For one day?
Not even for one day.
And send them convicts that's got life and all that. Send them to war.
Exactly.
Because let them do Fortnite or some shit. Like, get your anger out. Send them over there.
I don't know.
I guarantee you we win.
but what type of convicts are you trusting to send over there then?
They want all the smoke. What you mean?
What type of charges do they have to have?
Does it matter?
Yes.
Why?
Because the mass murderer ones, the psycho ones, those ones ain't got the capability of having any sort of freedom and going over and doing and following instructions.
So
they talk to themselves.
They gonna turn on us?
It's like
on their other convicts, cause they going out there on their own. Ain't no sergeants, corporals.
It's like the Green Goblin. Remember he had that alter ego.
Squid Games.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about from the mind frame of a convict with psycho issues. It's like Green Goblin. Remember, 1 minute he was crazy out of his mind, and the next minute he was good.
Okay, but they in war. Do we care?
You say that, but are they gonna make it to war?
Where they gonna go?
What do you mean where they gonna go? They're not gonna make it to war.
Why?
They're gonna fool around and start killing you before you can let them go.
How? If you Hannibal Lecter shacked them, put them all on a boat or on a plane.
They just let them go, huh?
And then once they get there, they still chained and shit. You send their asses out. You toss the motherfucking key and get the fuck. They be able to get the weapons, whatever they need.
Become a Patreon.
Like,
This nigga said, let my people go.
To an extent. Because you're not about to be sitting on a plane with me, like, free with weapons. Hell no. Absolutely not. You're going to be shackled in. Y'all going to your way off the plane. Go on.
Let my
You
people
gonna stand there?
go.
You gonna drop the key.
And you gonna run.
Backwards to the plane. They gonna get there. You gonna scramble for the key. Y'all gonna take off. They gonna have everything they need out there to survive.
But you know there's a certain level of physical ability you have to go to war.
Is it?
A lot of those guys are gonna be down for it because they think they're gonna be free. And then once they are in the war, they're gonna be crying back to the jail, telling them they want to come back. The
It's
job,
like Survivor in Squid Game.
you need to ensure that they are able, or you need to ensure that they're capable of getting the job done.
If they got life without parole, if they was about to get electrocuted or whatever, why waste your time doing that?
Why the fuck are we having this conversation?
I was talking about the war because you know they put it where they automatically enrolling.
Yeah,
kids
let's talk
in the
about
civil.
that.
That's what I'm saying. No, sitting there, motherfucking
No,
convicts.
let's talk about what you said you're gonna say your son is if they come to call him. Let's talk about that. Hi, since you want to laugh about her calling me gay,
He identifies
you
as
identify as a girl, straight up girl, caller.
Nothing about to send my baby to fight for this raggedy ass country. Absolutely not. I ain't had no boys.
Yeah.
Be like, what's her name on Big Mama's house? What's his son name? What's the name he gave her? Alex, know.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna bring it in.
Charmaine.
Yeah. I told you, call her.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna put you a girl bodysuit on because they gonna want us to prove it.
Already got the cakes.
Yeah. Because of me.
I'm not doing this.
Yeah, exactly. Move on, caller. That's gonna be the title, caller.
Yeah.
Hey, you, what you doing?
You want to talk about your other show?
What other show?
We was comparing Bear to Power, the struggles.
I can't remember. That topic was good though.
We was talking about the struggle appearance because I said why she ain't get her braids done.
Oh yeah.
You said
hell yeah. I definitely want to have a discussion about the wardrobe attire for some of these shows with people that you write into the script that they struggling, but they got on Louis, Burberry, Christian Dior, what else? J's, driving Porsche cars. How the hell are they doing all this shit and they supposed to be broke? I need to that's why that freaking show was starting to wash out anyway, because y'all were not relating to the typical person that come to their gangster shows to see regular struggling ass gangsters. That's why we like Raising Kanan. They look like they supposed to be in that show because they look like they struggling. Same with the show on FX called The Bear. They look like they are struggling. They look like they stressed out. She felt like the girl's braids should have been better, but I felt like the girl is broke. She ain't got shit going for herself. She is torn between her father, another restaurant, net restaurant. She's looking for control. She wants some sort of power. all that brings you right back to them nappy ass braids in her hair. What? What? What I do?
Yo.
What?
Did you have to go like that?
What?
Them nappy ass braids. Meanwhile, my nappy head ass said like that. You just went.
No. Anyway. Yeah, man. Power was starting to do too much. They was very, very, very designer savvy. The awareness on just pieces. My wife was like, when she was sitting when they were sitting at the Hudson River, or whatever river that was, you was talking about she had on the Louis coat.
Oh, the Fendi and the Chanel earrings.
You see what I'm saying? That girl is broke. Her mama had cut her off. She ain't had no money. How the hell she had that shit on? Put that shit on. Put that shit on. Man, rest in peace to Jacob Jones, man.
Who?
He was a wide receiver to play for the Baltimore Ravens, man. The man was 40. He died in his sleep.
Damn.
He an athlete. I'm talking about not no normal athlete. He was a good ass athlete. He returned kicks and punts. He was a wide receiver, but he was fast. So for somebody like that to die in his sleep at 40 years old, I'm going to mind my business, and I hope the reports don't ever come out on his cause of death. I'm sure they will. But I hate when, stuff like that happen and you find out that they died from something that they could have controlled. And I'm talking about not naturally. So I hate, but rest in peace to him, man. My prayers go out to his family from the MTMJ Podcast with the wife.
That's sad. So you have the robots that they replaced the hard-working people with out here committing suicide. They said we sick of the shit that these humans was going through. We see what they was going through. They said robots commit suicide in South Korea because it was made to do a lot of work.
And they trying to replace the robots. They trying to replace humans with robots.
Robots. And these robots are stressed the fuck out.
Robots more stressed out than we are. That's crazy. And they supposed to be programmed to be just happy go lucky.
But that's wild.
What else you got?
So the biggest thing now going on, over in China, Korea and all that, they're ahead of the time.
Whose phone was that?
That was mine.
Oh.
They're ahead of the times with everything. So normally, like, when stuff happen over there, then it trickles down into the United States. So right now, the banks crashed in China. And at least 40 banks have disappeared with these people's money. So go back to the old days. Getting paid under the table will get you a check that you can take to the liquor store in cash. Because you already had a whiff of it with Wells Fargo that money went missing. So when stuff happened over there abroad and internationally, it eventually makes its way to the States.
Now more than ever, they don't want you to go to the bank and take all your money out.
Mm-hmm.
Because they reinvest. Yeah, they reinvest in your money.
They ain't got it. That shit is not cool at all. Have you ever heard of, this talk of people with their heart on their sleeve type thing? Mm-hmm. How people have heart conditions, they gotta have heart transplants, those type things. So you had a young man who has lived 555 days without a heart. He had an artificial heart in a backpack.
So what was his brain pumping off of?
What? His brain?
Remember, your brain and your heart are connected.
He had an artificial heart. It was in a backpack.
So he died?
No. But they was just saying, like, have you ever heard of that? He lived for 555 days.
See, when you say he lived for
without a heart
and 55 days, I was assuming, like, eventually he just died.
No.
So what's going? Did you?
He eventually got a transplant.
Okay.
He got a donor, but that's just like, wow. I've never heard that somebody can live with a heart and a book bag. Like, that's some fragile shit. What if he gets into a fight with somebody and they kick the shit out of his book bag?
Okay.
Like, that's stuff that, like, that's cautious. I hope he was able to, you know, doing those, what's that? It's almost 2 years?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Almost 2.
Like, what is...
Probably like a year and a half.
Like, can you... Life.
No.
That's like real gentle,
Life
fragile.
would suck
like,
because you wouldn't be able to do much. It's a lot of things that require your heart to work into overdrive. And I'm sure with that artificial heart, he had to keep his heart rate stable. So that means he had to be stress-free, drama-free,
yeah.
world-free.
Yeah, and this was in 2014. So in 2016, he got his heart. Things was different then, too, but still. To just know that you can survive. You get what I'm saying? People can actually survive without a transplant if they know that one is actually coming.
Mm.
And not, I guess, have the damaged artery in there causing more harm than good. But, geez, your heart in a backpack.
Yeah.
That's
Somebody come out of nowhere like Alex and drop kick the shit out of his ass.
That's what I'm saying. Like, can you imagine playing basketball or something or trying to, you know, do your thing? Yes. But yeah, that worked out.
Yeah. Okay.
So this lady, you heard about I'm saying this lady, the daggone Safaree made a comment like Nicki Minaj was the biggest thing that he, a struggle that he had to overcome.
Yeah, and
Didn't fight
Erica
for his kids.
Mena, she was not happy.
But
She put all his business out there.
But you did it twice, man.
Yeah.
Like, you sat and had 2 babies by him.
Yeah.
So I kind of like, what was, like, you knew what it was with the first one.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to be, as a father, I wouldn't want to be looked at like that, though. Some of that stuff that she was saying was just basic shit. Like, she sent him with Safaree for the weekend with braids that she was meaning to take out, but she said since he was going to be with the grandmother and the aunt, she was sure that
They would take it
his
out.
hygiene would have been taken care of, but instead that's not what happened.
They didn't take his hair out.
No.
So did you ask them to take his hair out?
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
She
some
just
people,
left, she
some
just
things,
left that part out.
like some
But
things, if people know that, if they say, for instance, we was to have been separated, I was to send Alex to you and her hair wasn't done, and you took it upon yourself to go get her hair done, right? Say I was the type of person to be like, oh, I didn't want her to have her hair done because X, Y, and Z was coming up and I wanted it to be fresh, right? But if I don't communicate that to you, you wouldn't know why I have an issue. So if she did not, and if they went and did something like that before, they're not going to initiate anything in that avenue because they don't want to cross the line. So if he came with his hair messed up, they would probably think, well, we did this before we went and got his hair done and she made a big issue. We're going to leave it alone because maybe she has plans as to why his hair isn't presentable. But neither party are going to communicate and say, hey, he need his hair taken out. Can y'all take his hair out? Or, hey, were you planning to get his hair done because we got plans and we want to get his hair done? Neither party did anything of that nature because that's something so petty and that's minute. Like, he's a child. His hair not taken out. You sent it without his hair taken out. What makes you think somebody else should take the initiative? Whereas if it was that important, you'd have took that time to take his hair out before you got there. Put a ponytail in it or something. Even if you had to be 20, 40 minutes late or whatever. Oh, I was taking his hair out if you cared that much. Like, you can't be mad because somebody else did not take that initiative or have that thought when their biggest thing was, we're here to spend time. We're not here to take you to do your hair or whatever if you don't communicate that. And that's been my biggest issue when she talk about what he don't do for his kids or what, whatever. Is it not up to her standards of what it is that he do? Versus making it seem like he does absolutely nothing. And that's what some people do, is that it's not up to that person's standard, so they make it seem like somebody ain't shit of either party.
You floating. I definitely didn't look at it that way. I looked at it as a parent, but I didn't think about, did they communicate these little small things?
But
could you make sure I just felt that she was coming from a place, and mind you, I've only seen bits and pieces of their back and forth over the last year or two. I saw just a little bit of his cheating stuff. I saw a little bit of her. She had a few trigger posts she saw, and it made her think about things that I guess that those two were going through. I do get, like, maybe there's a level of expectation that she has that he necessarily just can't keep up with. And maybe he have ways that he like to do things. Like, because we all understand common sense ain't common. So, and when you look or listen to Safaree, it doesn't sound like he's the brightest. So I would also say he ain't just going to look at his son's head and be like, oh, he need to get his head done, or Mom, can you do this for me, or wash his head for me? He's not mentally, don't seem like, he do seem a little self-absorbed, and I don't know if I felt that way prior to him being away from Nicki and kind of finding his own person or whatever he wanted to do with his life. But of late, every time I see him, it's like me, I'm Safaree. And my question would be is, if he felt this way, why make that? Why do that? Why put yourself in a situation where your family, your ability to be a good dad is constantly being questioned by this lady? So it's like, if it didn't work the first time, like she said, why do it twice, even for you? Because I think it's a bit concerning when you feel the need. You have an older son, if I'm not mistaken, already, that she already had, right? And he's older. So he's watching this in real time. And Safaree may not be the guy that you painting in the public. And your son is seeing this in real time. And you're not worrying about how it's affecting him. You so concerned about what you think it's doing for you. I just feel like I don't get why in this age celebrities feel like every time they can't get their way, they got to run to social media and try to paint a picture about somebody that might be there just for the moment. That might not be that person's character.
But just know, this is the person that you chose to be with.
And the person that you was married to.
I'm sure this isn't the first time that you've seen this part of that person. Like, I'm quite sure a trigger or something. You get what I'm saying? Y'all celebrities, so people talk plenty of things. You get what I'm saying? Even down to her background and sleeping around and different things of that nature. Y'all both knew what y'all was signing up for. The bad thing about it is, we as adults, we as people who have kids, when things don't go right with us and that other person and children are involved, we more than likely that we should take it personal in our feelings and don't think about the child. What just happened?
Nothing.
And don't think about the child. So we do things and make the littlest things that we can alleviate as far as headache and stress wise, and make it seem like we want that person when that may not even be the case. But the way we go about things, the movie shake, we had a bitter baby daddies, bitter baby mamas, and all that stuff. Nobody ever thinks about the kid. Nobody ever thinks about what the child may want. or how the child will feel based off of the choice that we decide to make. Because again, these kids don't ask to be here. We brought them into the world. We didn't give them an option to say whether they want to be here or not, other than those who unfortunately may have lost children, have rainbow babies, bless you and all. But it's cruel out here. And a lot of these situations, when people like talk about it and dig into it with these celebrities and different things, it's normally the adult that's the person that's hurt. It ain't even the child. And the child makes it worse if the child resembles that person or have certain traits and natures of that person. So now little things they do may annoy you and different things of that nature. You have people who just can't take it. But these kids have nothing to do with our adult problems. And that's what a lot of this stuff boils down to. It's just the problems of the adult, and they just put it on the kid because you chose not to swallow it or put it on the sheets.
Before we end this podcast, last week I made a statement and I told my wife that we were going to watch it, and I want you to then form your opinion. What did you find out after we rewatched Teyana Taylor's performance on the BET Awards? Let me pull the mic closer. I'm not laughing. I want to know, what did you determine? Are we in agreement now? Or do you still feel the same way you feel?
It was a little pre-recorded.
Oh, okay. That ain't what you said, though. You was adamant.
I said, well, she was lip singing it. It wasn't.
You didn't say nothing about lip singing.
I said you were saying she was lip singing?
Yes.
And I was like, oh, because I didn't see the whole thing. So I was like, oh, where she was lip singing at? Like, where? Let me know. And you was like, we're going to watch it. So we sat back and watched it. And then it didn't give no good angles of her singing. And then when it got to a point of her supposed to be singing, that's not what was coming out.
To me, y'all, it sounds like you were right.
He was right. He was that.
Thank you.
You can have your one right.
Well, this has been...
It won't happen again.
Another episode of MTMJ Podcast with the wife. Thank you for listening and watching episode 160. Make sure you subscribe, rate, comment, share, like, and we're out. Don't forget, become a patreon.com/MTMJ Podcast with the wife. Peace.
So long.